Now that we have understood the use of DS in general world, let's try to understand why are companies so interested in it. So, let's take an example of email services to understand the answer to this question. First, let's understand how email works on a very high level. Let's say that this is our computer which is located somewhere in India, and this is my friend's computer which is located somewhere in US. Let's say I want to send an email from India to US. Now, as we know that we cannot send an email directly from one computer to another computer. We need an intermediary, which is nothing but server in this case. It can be located anywhere across the world. Let's assume it is located somewhere in UK. Now, as soon as we type our email and click on that small button called send, the email goes and gets stored in the server. Once our friend comes online, the server sends all the emails from the server to his local machine, including the email that we have just sent. Now he can read your email from his computer. Now that we have understood on a very high level how email works, let's try to find an answer to why are companies interested in DS when it comes to interviews. Let's say there is a company which has an in-house email service and it has around 50 users. Say that the user stores all the email in a very inefficient way. Since in this case we have only limited number of users, which is 50, so there will be no performance impact. However, once the company starts growing and it starts supporting millions of users, then if the server stores all the emails in the same inefficient manner, there will be a big performance lag. Hence, we need a way to store all the emails in the server in the most efficient manner so that they can be retrieved in a very high speed. This is where data structure comes in picture. An efficiently stored data in server will drastically improve the performance. Now, say there are two candidates for interviews, one who has a good idea of DS and other person does not have any clue about what DS is. In that case, first person will always be preferred because as the company grows, the customer will grow, and for the larger set of customers, an efficient solution is important. Another big reason why companies prefer candidates having DS knowledge is knowledge of internal implementation of standard libraries in any given language. As we already said, there are different types of DS like stack, queue, tree, graph, etc. So you know most of these DS are already implemented in Java, whereby we can just create an object of the class and can start using it. See, using a standard library is not a big deal. Anybody can do that. But if we know which library to use when and why one data structure is better than another in a given situation, that will make us a hero in a real world. Another great reason why interviewers always ask for DS in interviews is because same question can be made easy or tough with a single twist in condition. So now that we have understood why companies are interested in DS when it comes to interviews, let's try to find out which are the companies which ask DS in interviews. So before understanding that, first we need to understand that there are two different types of companies. One is product based, another is service based. Product based companies are those companies which have their own product and they sell those products to end users directly. For example, Google has search engine which an end user can directly use. Similarly, Microsoft has operating system like Windows, Office suites like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, etc. One common thing about all these product-based companies is that their end user base is very large, hence they cannot afford any performance lag. Hence they always strive for the best brains in the industry, and of course they are paid handsomely for that. This company basically have 80% of the time in an interview room spent on DS questions, because they believe that if the candidate's fundamentals are strong, everything will automatically be in place. On the other hand, we have service-based companies. These companies basically don't have their own product. They typically get a contract from other companies and hire a workforce to get the work done. Now the end user of a service-based company's product are way lesser than compared to product of a product-based company. Hence, a quick solution is more important to them than an efficient solution. Hence, if we are preparing for a service-based companies, then don't expect much of data structure question. Still, we can expect a very basic DS questions in 1 or 2 interviews in such companies.